All right, what's up? It's been a while, as you can see. Don't be frightened, I shaved. No beard. It's hot as hell in Florida in the summer. You don't need a beard during that time period. Shaved it off. Wait till winter to grow it back. We're going to talk about summer movies, blockbusters, just where, theaters and movies and studios sit these days. Um, Me as a kid of the 90s, growing up in the 90s, the summertime was the thing you most look forward to, not just because you had about 3 months out of school, but it was getting ready for those big time blockbuster movies. Most of the time you had one, sometimes maybe two a month. Um, it was one of those things where you just got excited for the movies, the Men in Blacks, the Independence Days, Jurassic Parks, the Batman Forever, Batman Returns, and the many more that just came out. You and your friends would look to, and this is how far back it goes. You'd look through the newspaper to find out the times for the movies, get your Friday or Saturday night together, head to the theater, and you were there experiencing, you know, the movies as they came out that day. I don't think it's like that anymore. Um, as far as people getting excited to go to the theaters or being pumped up at that time for blockbusters. I honestly don't, especially since COVID, the way it attacked on it. But we're gonna just kind of go over the summer um, playlist here, and for me, the summertime for me, as far as the movie blockbuster season starts, is that Memorial Day weekend. I know like Hollywood tries to make it like the beginning of May, but to me it was always Memorial Day weekend because that was normally when your school was either closed or out for summer, or you were close to being out for summer, like you were a week away from it, until about mid-August when we go back to school. Um, so that's what I consider the blockbuster season. But as you can see, it started on May 23rd with Lilo and Stitch, which that movie has just blown up. I think it's made almost 350 million worldwide. The nostalgia factor, the kids. I think I remember I took my little sister, to see that movie back in 2002, the cartoon version. That, and then of course you had Tom Cruise's last run as Ethan Hunt with Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Um, Neither one of those movies I would have gone to see. One, again, I don't care for a remake like that, the live action, and I think that's just for people that really are fans of that. That's fine, do your thing. The Mission Impossible, I've never seen any of those in theaters. None of them. I've always waited until they've come out on Blu-ray or whatnot. I don't have any problem with them. I think they're great movies, but I never saw any of them. Nothing ever really encouraged me to go see it in the theater. Um, but that series right now comes to an end. Until Tom Cruise decides he wants to do another one and do all his crazy stunts again. But as you can see there wasn't much until Karate Kid Legends came out this past weekend. I think it made about 21 to 25 million at the box office, and it's kind of where I expected it to be. I grew up with the original three. Um, the next Karate Kid that I think came out in like '94 with Hilary Swank. Um, I don't even remember there being any hype for it. I think I saw it once as a kid, as a teenager, but I don't remember anything about it. That tells you how good that movie was, because I don't remember too much of it. Um, then of course they had the Cobra Kai series that came out in the last couple years. I only saw the first season because it was on YouTube, and it was good. I enjoyed it. And I think this is kind of, well, it has the Jackie Chan influx from that movie with Will Smith's kid. I think it was Jaden Smith. It could be. I don't know. I could care less for that movie. So you're bringing Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio together to train a kid. And I think the funny thing here is I think like Ralph Macchio was only like 6 or 7 years younger than Jackie Chan. And yet Jackie Chan looks 20 years, 30 years older than Ralph Macchio. Christ, I'm 44. Ralph Macchio looks younger than me. Man's got good genes. But yeah, man. So that 1984 Karate Kid caught lightning in a bottle. It came out at the appropriate time in the early '80s. Um, and just grabbed people by the balls, and they enjoyed it and loved it. So I think unfortunately this I don't think too many people are going to go to the theaters to see that next week. You also had the Wes Anderson's new movie come out, which those, hey man, those are kind of artsy fartsy films. They're not going to blow the box office away. I don't mind his movies. I think some are good, some are bad, some are weird. That looks interesting, but I mean that's one that I would wait until it's released on Blu-ray or something. Then the next big one this weekend is Ballerina, of course. That is the spinoff from, as you can see, John Wick. I do believe Keanu Reeves is in this movie for 5 to 10 minutes, but I think that's pretty much it. Um, I'm not gonna go see. I mean, I didn't even see any of the John Wick films in the theater. I thought those were good, but I just didn't care to go see those in the theater. But yeah, this one. I could see this making about 50 to 70 million. Just because people will be interested or just want to go see what kind of spinoff it is. You also have that Life of Chuck movie out that may make 15 million. Then besides that, there's just not much else. June 12th, not much, and then you have the next big one, which is on June 13th, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version. Again, I'm not gonna go see this. I saw the animated one, not in theaters, but on Blu-ray, television. I don't know where it was. Watching it with maybe a cousin or somebody, younger cousin that was into that stuff. I mean, the animated one was all right. Didn't bother me. It was cool, but I wouldn't waste money to see it. That one, I think this will do about 150 million at the box office. Um, just because you'll have people that still have the lovey dubs for this movie and the memories of it. Um, Yeah, but this one's just going to disappear, unfortunately. I mean, they're lucky if they make 20 million with that one. The other movies, I mean, this is Apple, so that doesn't matter, but there's just not much going on. Then on the 20th, June 20th, you have two movies that'll gain a lot of interest. One is 28 Years Later, and the other is ELO. Um, these will be the main two for that weekend. I think you'll still have some flow over from How to Train Your Dragon, but I think there'll be a significant drop. I think it'll probably drop about 40%, if not more. Um, 28 years later, man, it's like I know people were big on the 28 days and somewhat on the 28 weeks. The 28 years later, I think people were zombied out, honestly. Um, I think this is lucky if it makes 30 to 40 million, but that's the range I'd put it in. I could see Elo possibly giving it a run for its money, even though, I mean, Disney hasn't really been promoting this movie. Um, but I could see people, still riding that kid movie train with the Dragons from the week before, pumping about 20, 30 million into Elo. So I could see either one of these being first that weekend. But then they both will have significant drop offs the next weekend. And there's just they're not really going up against anything at all that week. 27th is the F1 movie. I do not think this will do well in the United States, even if it has Brad Pitt and a director of Top Gun Maverick in it. The United States, Americans just don't care for F1. I know that it's kind of getting a decent following because they're doing more and more races here, but I honestly I don't know anybody around me that sits there and talks about F1. I think it's kind of one of those fringe sports where it's like a wine and cheese crowd. I could see this movie doing well in countries that love F1, Europe, Australia, South America, and whatnot, the Middle East, because they love those races, love those cars. But I don't think it'll do well. I mean, I could see it doing maybe 35, but I would not be surprised if it just barely breaks 20 million. and then I think that next weekend it'll just fall off. Um, because I mean, look, Stallone had a race movie out in I think 2000 or 2001, based on F1. And like Stallone's the old school driver who is working with a younger kid who's supposed to be the future of the sport. And Burt Reynolds was in it as the pit crew lead. Um, and I remember the girl I was dating wanted to go see that movie. Heard it was really good. We went to the theater, and we were lucky if there was 10 people in that movie, and it was good. It was a really good movie for a Stallone race movie. It was a really good movie. And here we are 24 years later. I just don't think people are on F1. I mean, hell, I don't even think they'd go and see another Days of Thunder. I mean, unless maybe for Tom Cruise they would, but it's going to be hard to get people in there to watch an F1 movie. Of course, then you have Megan 2.0. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the previews for it, but I mean, the doll just looks faker than the first one. It'll be lucky. I think maybe you'll put around $10-15 million that first opening weekend. Could shock me, but I doubt it. Then you have the real big weekend. That's a July 4th weekend. That's when your Jurassic World Rebirth comes out. Um, this one will do about 250 million, I believe. I know there's some people that are kind of put off with the D-Rex, and that's the main aggressor, and this is what it looks like. Um, this it's got the T-Rex tiny arms. It's got these big arms from I think the creature from the Jurassic Park movie with Chris Pratt. It looks like it has a beluga whale head, so it probably has some echo sound or it's super intelligent. I don't know. Um, but I could see it doing pretty. Like I said, I think it'll do 250 million. But I could see some people being turned off by that because I think more and more leaks of that creature get out. People are going to look at it and go like, "What are we doing with this? These aren't dinosaurs." Um, I mean, I think the first 45 minutes of this movie will be um 45 minutes to an hour will be them collecting these samples for cures and for the different diseases and whatnot, because that's what they're supposed to be doing is collecting DNA samples for cures. And then I think the next hour and a half will be them running from this genetic dinosaur, this weird freak of a creature that I don't even think it's a dinosaur. I mean, honestly, I get more vibes from like the Alien movie from this than I do actual Jurassic Park. But it'll be a bunch of yelling and screaming running from real dinosaurs, and then the next hour and a half will be running and screaming from that big ugly dinosaur, and it'll probably end with it being killed by regular dinosaurs, killing it or eating it or whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, this one will. I still think it'll do about 250 million, but then I think that next weekend, it will fall off. It'll probably still be number one for that next weekend because it doesn't have anything to go up against until, as you see, Superman on July 11th. So it'll have 2 weekends. Excuse me, it won't have 2 weekends. It'll have a weekend. So yeah, so Superman will take its place. So Jurassic Park comes out on a Wednesday, so it'll take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It'll take all that box office, and then the Superman movie will be number one. I'm not gonna see this movie. I'm not a Superman guy. Uh, I don't care for that particular character. It's just not for me. I don't, it's not that I'm not trying to put hate against the movie. There have been some interesting, and you can see my other videos about it. Some interesting storylines about it. I just it's just not my character, not my type of movie. Um, this one, I think it's leaning more towards positive than it was a month or two ago. But I still think people are still out on it just because. I mean, how many times are you going to do a Superman movie? I think this will, man, Jurassic Park. I think will do 250. This one, I'll put around 180 million to 200 million that first weekend, just because I think you'll have some people that actually want to see what it does. But if there's any sort of bad reviews that come out in the next month before it comes out, you might want to put this under 180 million, but I'm going to put it around 180 million, 102 million. Um, and then it it'll fall off. I mean, it's just that's how the movie business is. Nothing sustains except for Minecraft. Apparently, nothing sustains like that anymore. The next weekend you have the I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I think will cut into some of the Superman. I still think Superman will be number one on July 18th, but it'll have about a 50% drop off. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think will pull in about $40 million, 30 to 40 million. Let's just put it at that. Smurfs. No one's gonna give a damn about Smurfs. Um, July 25th. This is your next big movie that you could say, and that's the Fantastic Four. I'm still on the fence with this one about going and seeing it or not. I'm leaning more like a small percentage of actually going and seeing it just because of the positive reviews and some of the stuff they're doing where they're incorporating more of the doomsday element as far as the connections with it in it. But at the same time, I'm perfectly fine with not seeing it in theaters and just waiting a few months till it's streaming. I think this one, man, I'm gonna put it in the same range as Superman, about 180 million to 200 million that first weekend, and then it'll just have a significant drop off. But yeah, that's what I would say. As you can see, Happy Gilmore 2, it'll be out that same day, but it'll be on Netflix. So if you're a big Happy Gilmore fan, you want to see that sequel, it'll be on Netflix. It won't be in theaters. Then after that, I don't think, I mean, there's too much more. I mean, you got The Bad Guys 2. This one I think will pull in maybe 20, 25 million. Um, Naked Gun, that first weekend, 15 to 25 million. I just don't think people will care to see that. I think that's just the Naked Gun is even. I mean, that was even before me. I mean, I was a kid when that first came out, and I've never seen any of them. It's just I don't think it'll appeal. Weapons will be an intriguing one. Um, they've done a good job of kind of hyping it up. It's got intrigue from people on it. The problem with this movie coming out so late is it'll have to keep that intrigue, intrigueness with it. If it doesn't, then this movie may barely get 20 million. But if it keeps the intrigueness of it, if spoilers don't get out on it, I could see it doing 50 to 60 million that weekend. But it's going to be hard with movies like this that come with that kind of twist movie ending, or you're not actually you don't actually know what's going on, and you have to wait and see. In today's society, they just lose the intrigue so quick. So I hope it's up here right now with the intrigue. I hope it's not at the tippity top and it starts dropping. I hope it still goes for that. But if it loses intrigue, it's only going to make about 20 million. But if it keeps the intrigue, we'll put it, yeah, about 40 to 50. Freakier Friday, 30 million. Well, I mean, I don't know too many people that'll be crazy excited to see that. And then besides that, there's just really nothing at the end of August. Yeah, The Toxic Avenger. This movie will be lucky if it makes 10 million at the box office. It's been sitting on the shelf for years, trying to find a distributor. If that tells you, I mean, no studio, no distributor has wanted to put this out because they just don't believe in it. I think it's been on the shelf for 3 or 4 years. I think I remember seeing like a story about it 3 years ago or so. Yeah, that'll be lucky if it makes 10 million in the box office, and that's going to be at the end of August. Um, so yeah, as the summer goes, I mean, really, there's only three kind of big blockbusters I think people are really in for. We'll say four that are people interested in seeing. That's How to Train Your Dragon. That's Jurassic Park, Superman, and the Fantastic Four. And then after that, it's just hit or miss. Now, there's always one that just comes out of nowhere and surprises and does very well. Um, Man, if I had to put my money on that, jeez. You know what? If I had to put money on one that would come out of nowhere and do pretty well, I'm gonna put it on F1. I'll just put it on that because maybe there is a group of individuals in the United States that are intrigued by the racing and what it might look like if it's same by the same director of Maverick 2. This would be like my dark horse. I still don't think it does more than 50 million here in the States. I think that's what I said. I don't know. But at the same time, it could surprise. Um, but let me know what you think in your comments. If I didn't cover a movie that you thought should be, if you think if I'm wrong on some, let me know. Also, like and subscribe because I don't say that enough. Apparently, I should. But yeah, so hey, go out and enjoy some movies this summer. Stay off the internet. Hey, get outside and dig that good earth and enjoy the sun, man. Enjoy. Find you a beach or something, you know what? All right, later.